Hello chess people, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to look at a cute little endgame that I call the Magic Horsey ending. Um, so this ending involves the lesser side having a knight versus the superior side which has a pawn. Superior side has mating material, so that's why I call black the superior side, even though um, black only has a pawn and a king left compared to white's knight. And basically, in this position, black is trying to promote the pawn, and it's white's job to attempt to stop this pawn from becoming a queen. But how do we do that when the pawn is a rook pawn? Um, so I'm not going to include this ending in the endgames you should know to be a good chess player series, as that video is kind of aimed at beginning to intermediate. I think this is a much more rare pattern. Um, so it may not be too practical, but maybe practical enough. You may see it once in a while. So let's get started. So the way that white draws this ending is if the knight can stop the pawn, right? But there's a king in the way, and the white king is too far to be involved, so the knight has to stop the pawn by itself. Um, and how we do that is finding the correct circuit. The circuit is a series of squares that the knight can just dance around forever and ever, and the black king is not able to stop it. So in this position, the correct circuit is knight here, g4, e3, f1, h2. Um, Notice that, so knight g4 is the correct first move. Note that knight f3 will lose um, due to so the king will eventually uh, block out this knight, and the knight cannot stop this pawn in this line. And in this, uh, here, here, knight cannot come here to stop the pawn. Knight here, here, knight check, here, cannot stop the pawn. Or can he? No, he can't. Yeah, here and here. Oops, there's a check there. So we go here, here. Pretty sure this is still just completely winning. Yeah, right here. Cannot win this way. Um, Here, 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 as in the other position. So yeah, so knight f3 is just completely lost because he cannot, and here the squares, the king shoves out the knight and protects the pawn. So yeah, so knight f3 is actually a losing move. So you have to find the right circuit of knight g4, king here, knight e3. If king f3, we play knight f1. And if king f2, we go back to g4. And we repeat here, king f3, knight here, knight here. If king here, then we have this with a check. Notice that black cannot gain time to push this pawn ever because of the king's checks. So king goes here, knight h2, here, here. If knight, if king there, then we have knight f1 again. Yeah, so black can never gain enough time to push this pawn. And that's how the lone knight uh, successfully uh, draws against the lone king. Let's just finish the circuit just because we can, and the pawn can never advance. So basically, just danced around all of these squares for eternity until you hit the 50 move rule, and in which the game is considered a draw, or if your opponent realizes that this game's a draw. So that's the Magic Horsey ending, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought this was a really cool ending that I thought I would show you guys. Um, if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe and be notified of any future content. And for now, I'll wrap this up, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Take care.